Grade 11 life orientation. This is a November exam of 2023. That is final examination 2023. So, this question paper is from the province of Eastern Cape. This is what we have. So, in terms of instructions and information, I will see that we have got three sections that we have. Section A is compulsory with 20 marks. We have section B, compulsory again with 40 marks. Then section C, you have to choose any two for 40 marks. So this is what we have. So we move on to the first part of our question paper, which is on the multiple choice section. So of course, the first question are the media. The appropriate response that we have from A to D. You'll see that the media often shows a stereotypical views of people in relationships is the most appropriate that we have. This is what we have in terms of the first part, and then our answer for the first part is A. Then we go to the second part, which is now our question 1.1.2. Which one is not a minimum requirement for admission to diploma studies? So, of course, you see that we have also various responses given. So the correct one is C, whereby we have got three subjects, 30%, APS two in brackets or more for each subject. So we have got C is the correct answer. An example of embezzlement could be, so the correct one is A, using the common resources for personal gain. Or number four, a study strategy that could help you to study effectively could include it includes studying over a longer period of time. So this can be very helpful. And then also, five parents can have a positive effect on their grade level children if they, of course, this is the A, response of A, and then we have put a continuation, whereby we also have for the B, the response on B, with C and D. So the correct one is D, all of the above. So it's that all of them are correct. Starting from A. Our A says support, encourage and communicate with their children. And then you see that B, accept their child for who they are, love them and tell them they love them. Then C, supervise study times, ensure all school is done. So that all of the above, all of them are correct. So this is what we for the word question section. Then on 1.2, you have to provide suitable word or phrase for each of the following sentences. Write only the word or term next to the question numbers on your answer sheet. So of course, the first one is 1.2, 1.2.1, whereby chemicals used to kill insects, weeds, and germs that prevent the healthy growth of plants and crops. So these are pest acids or insect acids. So this is our response, which is pest acids uh, or insect acids. So we have our response on 1.2.1 on this part. Pest acids or insect acids. So then we go to the next question. 1.2.2, morals are principles, values, and rules that guides people, that guides good, fair, and correct behavior. So 1.2.2, we have our response is ethics. So we have ethics. Then we move on to 1.2.3. Any significant long-term change in the expected patterns of average weather of a region. So this is climate change. Climate change. So we have climate change is our correct response. And we move on to the next one. Sexual intercourse between people who are very closely related. So we call that incest. We have here as our spelling for that term. Then we move on to 1.2.5, the act or practice of killing someone who is very sick or injured in order to prevent any more suffering. So in that case, we have our response on 1.2.5. Then from there, we move on to the next part, which is now our 1.3.1. So 1.3.1, of course, you are given a diagram that we have there. So which is a sexual and gender-based violence against LGBTQ people. So the first question says define the term gender. Define the term gender. So you'd see that gender is basically the role you are expected to play in society depending on whether you are male or female. So that is what we have. So that is the description that we have of gender. So we are here. So you see that this is the description we have, which says the role you are expected to play in society depending on whether you are male or female. So 1.3.2, provide the full name for the LGBTQI. So that this one is lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender, uh, queer, and intersexual. So this is representation, which we also have as extended in the other section on this part, whereby we are having 1.3.2. The next question, provide the full, 1.3.3, outline 2 ways sexual harassment can take place between learners. So this is what we have. So 2 ways in which sexual harassment can take place between learners. So we have one scenario that we are given as a learner touches another learner's breast or buttocks in a way that he or she doesn't like or doesn't want. Boys call girls who ignore their bad behavior bitches. That's another one. Boys stand near girls' bathroom and make rude comments, which prevents some girls from going to the bathroom. Sexually insulting remarks about race, gender, ability, or class. Being followed around by another learner. Being stalked is another way. Sexual harassment basically is any unwelcome conduct of a sexual nature that makes someone feel offended, or it can make someone humiliated or also intimidated. So you see that that is the scenario that we have when we have sexual harassment. So it can be verbal, non-verbal, or physical, and it includes actions like unwanted touching, offensive jokes, inappropriate requests for sexual favors. Or it can also be in the form of sharing sexually explicit images. So basically, that's what we have in terms of uh, sexual harassment. So all those scenarios that we are given express sexual harassment. So moving on to question 1.4, you can start the extract below and answer the questions that follow. So you're given an extract of awareness is empowering, which is Rita Wilson. So you need to go through what we have in that extract before you attempt to answer the question. So having read everything, you have to come up with the explanation of what is a democracy. So a democracy is a form of government in which the people have an authority to deliberate and decide legislation or to choose government officials to do so. So this is the brief description that we have of democracy. So we move on to the next question, which says discuss three ways in which an advocacy campaign can raise awareness. So the three ways that we have on this part. We have got organizing a public meeting to inform people about the issue. Distributing information, leaflets, pamphlets to provide information regarding the issue at hand. Use the media, which is radio, television, and internet to gather public support. So further points also have that are also correct. But in terms of our question, then moving on to the next question, which is going to be our section B, question two. Study the cartoon below and answer the questions that follow. Of course, you are given a cartoon that we have here that you just need to see. We see that there is a lady standing in front of the kids, and you see that the lady saying, so what would you like to be? It was one kid raising hand saying employed. So we have something written on the board. And we see that the first question now says, identify the socio-economic condition noticeable in the cartoon above. So we have to refer back to the we have to refer back to the cartoon and try to identify that socio-economic condition that is being uh, that is noticeable in the cartoon that we have. That the teacher is asking what you would like to be, then the kid is saying employed. So it means that the kids aspire to be employed, which means they are seeing a lot of people being not being employed. So again, we see that below that there is a statement of employment in South Africa, which means unemployment is a problem in the country, which makes it a socio-economic condition. So this is the socio-economic condition that is being depicted in the cartoon. So we are saying unemployment is indicated. And on the next question, it reads, discuss the following terms. Skilled work is first one, semi-skilled work, and skilled work are physical labor. So, terms of that, we also have explanations on that, whereby skilled work, this is the explanation on skilled work. So we have skilled work, we have semi-skilled work again with the explanation, and we've got unskilled work, physical labor. So these are the explanation that we have on that. So on the next question, Cricket discuss four ways on how persistence will assist the learner in achieving his goals or becoming employed. So these are the four ways. Never gives up on his or her dreams and goals. Tries everything he or she can to find solutions to problems. Works hard and is patient. Is able to bear difficulties calmly and without complaint. To cope with and manages with difficulties and challenges. So these are the ways that we have. So we move on to the next question, which is now question three. So question three, we are given also an extract. You have to study the extract below and answer the questions that follow. So we've got an extract of chaos and laughter as pirates friends storm the fields. So you read everything that we have in the extract. And in terms of the first question, you have to mention six things that can contribute to spectator aggression during a soccer match. So, what are those things that can contribute to a spectator aggression? So, expensive tickets can be one of them. Only one entrance, poor security and planning, late coming, poor security and planning. Again, this is a repetition. So we've got lack of seating, number, no numbering of seats. So these are some of the things that can lead to spectator aggression, or to the spectators are becoming angry. So we've got further points that are also correct that we can also include in terms of that. Then 3.2, explain two aims of a code of conduct for players and spectators. Behavior, two aims of a code of conduct. So basically, when we're looking at a code of conduct is a set of rules, or it can be a set of principles or set of standards that guide the behavior and professional actions of individuals within usually an organization. So that becomes a code of conduct. So in this context, it is within spectators' behavior. So two aims of our code of conduct that we can include. We have them as listed, whereby get rid of violent and harmful actions at recreation and sport facilities, ensure a positive, safe, and uplifting environment for spectators and participants. So we also have further points that are also correct. So with that, we move on to the next part, whereby we've got motivate how sport can contribute to nation building. So these are the points that we have. There is unification and cohesiveness, and it promotes togetherness. It promotes coherence and understanding and builds a positive spirit. So these are the points that we have. Further points we also have that we can include. So on the next question, Clint can discuss how the soccer supporters harmed nation building. So obviously you have to refer to the extract, but these are the responses that we have. Question 4, study the information below and answer the questions that follow. So we are given information that you need to go through. See that there's a clock with a letter sticker on top of that, which reads grade 11 letter said that time or the lack of time is one of their biggest problems. So first question, define the concept procrastination and give two causes of procrastination. So you'd see that procrastination is means to put off or delay doing something to a later time. That is the description of procrastination. Um, so it's that we have got the second part of the question, which is saying also give any two causes of procrastination. So you see that we have got lack of motivation, low self-esteem, fear of failure, lack of understanding. Of course, we have also other responses that are there. Then for the next question, it requires us to explain four ways how learners procrastinate. Four ways in which they procrastinate. This is the parts. Read all their messages on their phones before doing work. Take their cupboard before you start studying for a test. Play games before doing the actual task. Tell yourself you can still do it tomorrow because the task must only be in the day after tomorrow. So these are the parts that we have. Then move on to the next part. Propose four guidelines for students to manage their time better and effectively. So you'd say that the guidelines that we have. So these are the guidelines. always be on time, walk fast when you move between classes in order to be on time for the next class so that you don't miss out on any work discussed. Also know how you spend your time, identify your biggest time wasters, and then deal with them so that your attention can be focused on to the task at hand. So we have also other points that are correct. So this is what we have basically on that part. And then moving on to the next question. So we are now moving on to question 5, which reads, read the extract below and answer the question that follow. Given the extract of entrepreneurship and innovative strategy to counteract unemployment. So we've got information that we need to read before we move on to the question part. So you have to write paragraphs on entrepreneurship. Use the following as a guideline. Briefly state 4 reasons why entrepreneurs should be innovative. Analyze 2 ways in which you could acquire the mindset of an entrepreneur. Then lastly, critically discuss how a young entrepreneur's passion could influence other people in his or her community to become entrepreneurs. So those are the questions that we have. So with that now, in response to that, these are our responses. So the first one is saying briefly states 4 reasons why entrepreneurs should be innovative. So these are the reasons. Find their niche or a gap in the market or access funding. And then differentiate their business from businesses that are offering the same service or product. Attract more clients or customers from buyers. Improve their chances of staying competitive in the industry. Ensure that their products or services are original. Always strive to be inventive or resourceful in their business plans. So with these points on that, then on the second part, you have to analyze 2 ways in which you could acquire the mindset of an entrepreneur. So you could choose to see challenges as potential opportunities that may encourage you to seek for solutions, whereby you may then develop your critical thinking skills, which could teach you how to solve problems as an entrepreneur. So that's the first part. So we also have further points that we also have. So on the next part, analyze 2 ways in which you could acquire the mindset of an entrepreneur. So how you could acquire the mindset of an entrepreneur. So analyzing 2 ways in which you could acquire the mindset of an entrepreneur. We have got points that we have. We have got this point. Also this points, part of that, we've got the continuation of those points. Whereby we've got a continuation of those points, and then we have also this point. And then, of course, on the next on the next part, we have to uh, critically discuss critically discuss how a young entrepreneur passion could influence other young people in his or her community to become uh, entrepreneurs. So we have those responses on this part. Uh, Attract young people who share the same passion and who may want to learn uh, from job shadows some entrepreneurs, which may build a culture of entrepreneurship among other young people as well. So we have these points on that part. Question 6, you can start the image below and answer the question that follows. So this is the image that we have. Some African teens that you just need to go through. Then you have to write in paragraphs, use the following as a guideline. Define what is meant by risk behavior and give any true examples of risk behaviors discussed in grade 11. Then we've got explain 4 risk situations your people are frequently exposed to. Recommend 5 factors that have a positive impact on lifestyle choices. So, on defining what is meant by risk behavior, this is what we have. Risk behavior are the types of behavior that may expose you to harm or the risk of harm, which may prevent you from reaching your full potential. So we'll move on to examples of risk behaviors. This is the part that we have examples of risk behaviors. And on the next part, discuss 4 risk situations your young people are frequently exposed to. So these are the risky situations. So the first one is on this part, first risky situation, and then we move on to the next one, which is this one. Then on the next part, formulate 4 factors that have a positive impact on lifestyle choices. So these are the 4 factors: positive role models, parents, also have peers, personal values, belief system, and religion. So this becomes the last part that we have according to our question paper. And we see that our question has got a total of 100 marks. So thank you for listening, and hopefully the video was helpful.